Hello, hello. How's it going? Hi, Missy. What's happening? Everybody cooking this month? God, it's just going to get hotter and hotter. August is the hottest month of the year. I'm already miserable. But I do this every year. Y'all hear me bitch about summer. Gosh, I hate summer. Is it just me too, or does it seem like summer lasts forever? Like winter, it just shows up and never leaves. I mean, like it's gone. It's gone in the blink of an eye. And it's already back to fucking summer again. And then it's just summer forever and ever and ever and ever. And then winter for 2 weeks. And then boom, back to summer again. Like, oh. You ever notice that? Or is it just me? Because it's way more hot here than it is any type of cool. So, yes, summer drags by. It does. Yep. And I wish I had a pool. I'm glad I don't have a pool. It's like a pool is such a good and a bad because you've got to learn how to do and take care of the water and do all of that crap, right? And then but yet it's wonderful when you're hot. You can just go fall in too. And then go back and work and then I'll get into my clothes and just stand there in the fucking pool. I will literally go and fill up one of my empty piggy pools. And if I get hot enough, I'll just go fucking sit in it in the middle of working. I'll go sit in it and cool off. And then I'll just be outside working wet. And if it rains, my ass is outside working in the rain. I ain't afraid of no rain. If it's lightning and thunder, and I usually don't stay out, but rain, you're going to catch my ass out there. Hello, Uncle. So, but yeah, anyway. So it's like you wish you had a pool, but fuck no, I don't want a pool. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Because in my mind, it makes sense. There's two things, too, that will make your taxes shoot skyrocket, and that's a pool and a trampoline. Either one of them, and your insurance is way higher. I learned that when I bought my house. Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that. That's a new button. So there's a new thing here that I can click and I can show the comments on like up here. Hi, Mandy. How you doing, girl? Happy hump day, everybody. It is fucking hump day today, isn't it? I just thought of that. Uh-huh. You're over the hump of the week. But like even like the people up in New York and all of them, like all of you guys up north are still getting cold weather. Am I right? Like you guys' winter lasts way longer than this mess down here. Like way longer. I remember we're sitting there and I'm dying at 86 degrees outside. And somebody up in New York's like, oh, we're getting like 6 inches of snow today. And I'm like, Yes, I know. Missy reminded me of that earlier. So I will not have the podcast on Sunday night because it's Father's Day and everybody will most likely be with their families. So I'll either find something to do Saturday night funny, like just a stupid something, or Monday. It just depends on what I got going on. Or if I'm just too busy or tired, I'm just going to skip Sunday and have one next Wednesday. And my next state tonight is Illinois, and the next state will be Indiana. I had forgotten that Sunday was Father's Day because, I don't have my dad and I don't have a man. So I don't really think about Father's Day. You know what I mean? But I hear, and then I'll get on like Facebook and wish all my friends that are fathers, happy Father's Day. But I never think about it because of that. So, yeah. So, but yes, so Sunday we will not have a podcast. See a fucking chicken. It looks like one of those chickens from the game, that chicken game up in my friends on the top of the, anyway, I'll show their pictures. It's a fucking chicken with the big eyeballs. It's pretty funny. I drew a chicken like that out in the way. Anyway, we're going to start on the and y'all forgive me. My allergies are whipping my ass this last few days. I'm sneezing and I'm stuffy and got my tissue here. So if I start sneezing again, just bear with me. Well, I'll get through it. So, Illinois, we're going to start with the Congress Plaza Hotel, and this is in Chicago. I've been to Chicago 3 times, had a blast all 3 times I went. Now, this hotel was built in 1893. It was originally known as the Auditorium Annex and was meant, sorry about that. It was meant to house those visiting the World's Columbian Expo. R.H. Southgate built the first section, which is called the North Tower. Excuse me. The South Tower arrived in 1902 and 1907. Excuse me. In 1911, new owners renamed the building the Congress Plaza due to its location. Now, room 441, a woman's presence is often reported there. She shows herself in full body figure. Guests claim she stands next to or hovers over the bed, pushing and tugging on the covers. They see her coming in and out of the bathroom. Now, Stephen King stayed in this room and based on his experience there, inspired his movie 1408. I don't know if anybody has seen 1408. I have not, but I'd like to watch it now. The 12th floor, Carol Langer is there. Karel. I think it's actually Carl the way. Anyway, it's Karel. Anyway, it is. He will greet people as they come off of the elevator. He is seen daily and appears to have an injury on his face. He's 6-year-old spirit. In 1939, August of 1939, he came to this hotel with his mother, Adele Langer. She was worried that if they were found, they would be sent back to Nazi Germany. So she stayed a couple days and she was constantly like anxious and pacing and scared that she was going to get caught. So, in this complete panic, she threw her son out the 12th floor window where he died his horrific death. And a few hours later, she threw herself out the same window where she fell to her death as well. High spirit stalker. Now, he is said to wave hi at guests and follow them back to their rooms. Not 7 years after the hotel opened, Captain Louis Ostium from the 1st U.S. Artillery, veteran of the Spanish-American War, checked in. He arrived alone on the eve of his wedding, and he shot himself with a revolver. He left no note, and no reason was ever found for his suicide. His spirit is often seen wearing his uniform, walking the hallways. During construction, there was a worker accidentally buried alive during the pouring of concrete in the walls. His hand alone was seen sticking out from the concrete wall. He was found days later. He was left there. Guests have reported seeing a ghostly hand reaching out of the TV while they're on, or the mirrors in the room. Just the hand alone. In the South Tower, an apparition called Peg Leg Johnny is often seen all over the hotel. He is said to have a limp and a peg leg. He's the most often observed spirit. He likes to scare visitors but not harm them, almost like he's a prankster. And he's well known because he has a peg leg. Guests and hotel staff have heard piano music coming from the Florentine room, though nobody is sitting at it. There is a room 666, and guests have complained of being poked or kicked while sleeping. They see a shadowy woman staring at them next to the bed. They will hear her voice and start hearing banging. That's just some of the identified spirits. There are many others. You will smell perfume, body odor, cigarette smoke, or even takeout, and hear tons of whispers. I hit the button with my book. Pardon me for that. All right. I would absolutely stay at that place. Would you guys not? I'd want to go all over the place there because there's a lot of spirits there in that hotel. So I saw where it said that they just left him there. They knew he was dead, and they weren't going to tear out all of that concrete that they had poured in for a wall. And how do you... That's kind of a crazy thought, isn't it? Like, there's a guy buried in the concrete in the walls here. Like, is his hand still sticking out? Like, I know it said it was behind the walls, so people didn't see it. But where is it? Like, is his hand still sticking out? Like, is it the skeleton hand now sticking out? And that's just weird. I mean, that's weird. Like, I don't know. That's just kind of weird to me, isn't it? Does that freak you guys out a little bit? thinking, hey, in the next room, there's a skeleton. There's a guy buried in the wall. Interesting, though. Like, I would definitely go there. Yeah, I mean, okay. This guy was buried alive in the concrete. So he drowned in the concrete. So it didn't say like what year that happened. And so they left him there, right? So just say it was 20 years ago. Does the body still like disintegrate? Does it okay, so the blood stops, of course, so it's going to rot, right? In the like, how do you, what does the body do? Is it actually going to stay like it is and be preserved like that? With road tar. I forgot. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. How the fuck do you get up and under that shit to get buried in there? How the fuck did this guy get in the wall and then concrete poured on him is what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the you're a grown person. Get the fuck out of the way. I don't know, but I mean, think about that. If it is preserved in concrete, like, does it stay? Like, does the skin disintegrate away? You know what I'm saying? Sort of like, you know how they'll find old animals and they were preserved in the rock, right? From like dinosaurs and stuff. And what are those things called? Where you open a rock and there's the thing in there. I'm having a brain fart on what that's called. Y'all know what I'm saying. Yeah, a fossil. Yes. So there's human fossils for the future people to find, right? I don't know. That's just weird. I don't know. It's stupid shit like that makes me think. And we're going to move on. The next one is called the Cave in Rock State Park. And the name of the town is Cave in Rock. And this is down in the South Illinois by Ohio River. Now, this has a long history of devious pirates, highwaymen, counterfeiters, horse thieves, stolen treasures, and murders. People and staff, right? I know. People and staff hear moans and crying echoing all inside this cave. Some visitors and tour guides have reported seeing the lights being turned on and off by an unseen force, and one visitor received 3 long scratches on her neck after making a derogatory comment about ghosts. This cave was a known hangout for outlaws like Samuel Mason. He was captured and beheaded here, and some believe his spirit is still hiding there. In May 1916, a John Doe was an American criminal who escaped prison after murdering his common-law wife, Agnes, with an axe. He was searched for but wasn't found, and they assumed he had gotten away. In August 1979, his torso was discovered in this cave. I'm sorry. His torso was discovered in a cave in Du Bois, Idaho. And in 1991, his limbs were found in this cave, Cave in Rock State Park. So it took, how many years is that? In 79, they found his torso in Idaho in a lake. And in 1991, they found his limbs in this cave. So what is that, 11, 12 years that it took, and his body parts went separate directions. That's interesting. You know, that's one thing. Okay, as a law enforcement officer, I had never gotten a call to like a suspicious bag. And then you open it and just the head's in it, or there's an arm in it, or you know what I mean? Some officers experience that. I did not in my 24 years on the road. I did not get that call. Now, I got a call of a suspicious bag, like like a tarp, and there was a whole body in that was thrown off of like a vehicle and rolled off. And it had rolled and down and ended up at the bottom of somebody's fence. And they were out walking their dog and saw this tarp thing and got a whiff, and they called the cops, and there was a body in it. But I've never gotten like, hey, there's just arms in here. Arms, like I've never, hey, I never got a call of just hands or just limbs. I've never seen a dismembered body. We can, I guess, put it that way. I've never witnessed a dismembered body. I did see a body. He had been there in the summer. He had been, anyway, he died while he was sitting on the toilet, and he fell off face first. So he was laying on his stomach in his bathroom with his pants, he fell off the toilet. There was shit everywhere. And he, okay. So you guys know how when an animal gets hit by a car and on the side of the road, and then, they kind of swell, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about. So they end up exploding. They will pop. And it goes everywhere. So this guy was blown up, but hadn't popped yet. So I was heaving. I thought I was going to lose it. I ran back out the front door, and was gagging, and everybody thought that was so funny. Cece's about to puke. And then the medical examiner got there, and they were all trying to move this guy, right? I wasn't going back in that house. While they were trying to move this fella, he popped. This innards, when you pop, your innards just, it's like little bullets, like, okay? With pressure, it's pressure. It shot all over. There was 2 deputies that got spewed on, and the medical examiner got it the most because he was the closest to him, and they were trying to move him, and he ran he ended up puking. Yes. So yeah, he ended up. I've never seen a medical examiner. They do autopsies and shit. So you think, oh yeah, nothing's gonna bother them until they get spewed on. And that guy was running through the house and out the front door and puked. And Tyler was a rookie and was on training, and he puked. And what was that guy's name? What was that deputy's name? Was it Chris? Was it Chris? That Chris ended up running off into the bushes and he puked. I was standing outside at the end of the house, so I didn't see or hear the pop, but I could smell it. So I was still heaving, but I didn't puke, thank God. But in case you guys didn't know that, that does happen. So, but anyway, I'd never gotten a call like that says that his limbs were found in this cave in 19. I've never been to a call like that, is what I was getting at. Anyway, we're going to move on to the third, number 3. It's called the BPL Plasma Building. It's in Carbondale, Illinois. How you doing, Savannah? So this building once served as the Carbondale cement post office. It's all concrete and brick. Your throw up if a criminal puked in your car. Can imagine how you would do so. Okay, so I didn't actually puke. I was heaving all the way to the jail with that guy that was so drunk, and he was puking all over the back seat of the car, on the door, the window. It was like projectile. It was going up on the barrier and running down the seat, and then it was running into the front seat floorboard underneath the seats. And I heaved all the way out the window, and all the way to the jail out the window. And Justin, my friend, you guys hear me talk about, he was in front of me, and he had his buddy. And I got into the Sally Port, and I rolled out of my car. I was heaving. I couldn't stop heaving. My eyes were watering. Justin was cracking up laughing at me, and I said, he's puking in my car. Y'all have to get him out of my car. And I was still heaving. I was literally over the garbage can because I thought I was going to be sick. Justin went and to get him out of my car. Justin opened that door. He started heaving, and Justin was as bad as I was. Justin ran to the garbage can. We were both heaving in the garbage can. He caused the sergeant, another officer, and they woke up 2 of the prisoners, the inmates, to fucking come clean the car, and the inmates were puking. The inmates puked in the Sally Port as well. And the guy just stood there and went, sorry. All that puke, and it sobered him up. So that was bad. That was a bad night for me. But I didn't actually puke. I was coughing up, but heaving a lot. Like I was heaving so bad. And then when Justin started, and he ran to the same garbage can, and then we started laughing because he was laughing at me and I was laughing at him. And the more we did it, the more we laughed. It was a hell of a night, let me tell you what. God, anyway, so yeah. Okay. Now, employees claim weird things happen here all the time. Now, once one night, a janitor was there cleaning. He was there alone. The door closed by itself. Excuse me, locking him in the closet. He was stuck in there all night until the staff came in the next morning and let him out. The funny thing is, this closet door that locked, as soon as they went to open it, it opened right up. The door that locked him in didn't have a lock on it. Isn't that fucking crazy? So what the fuck locked him in there? Like, why couldn't he get out? Okay, so when the employee came in, the door was easy to open. Doors still open and close by themselves. A huge chandelier in the lobby is reported to start swinging back and forth on its own. No wind, no air conditioner, no nothing in there. A lady wearing a long dress has been seen at times floating through the lobby and has shown herself in pictures. BPL, which is Blood Products Laboratory, was founded in 1954 as part of the Lister Institute and later run by the Medical Research Council. In 1978, it transitioned to the NHS, the National Health Service, and now the BPL stands for Bioproducts Lab. It is also said that one of the bathrooms is very spooky. It seems that ever so often the walls start to bleed, and this stains the wall where it has run down. The other event is that a dead bird was found in the basement of this building. Now, there's no way a bird could have gotten in or out. The person who found this dead bird was down in the basement the day before, and the bird wasn't there. So that's a little weird. I would go there and investigate it. I still think that's an open running business, though, actually. So, yeah. God, we had to bring all this stuff up. Anyway, the next one is in Equality, Illinois, and this is called the Crenshaw House. This is also known as the Old Slave House. It was once part of the Reverse Underground Railroad, meaning free African Americans were captured and locked up here till they were sold into slavery. They were tortured and whipped in the attic. Now, this house was built in the 1830s and was the residence of John Crenshaw, his wife, and their 5 children. John was known to kidnap free blacks, men or women, and torture them as a way to teach them to do as they are told. He would keep them there in his residence until someone would come pick out their future slaves. All the whites knew exactly where to go for good pickings, is the way they worded it. The Crenshaws didn't care. They did it for the money and no other reason. They made a fortune. The state of Illinois bought this house in 2000 and turned it into a tourist attraction. Over the years, they've let it go. People are still drawn to this place. It's been said that the spirits of the slaves still haunt it, along with John himself. Hi, Rumpa. Well, what's up, honey? We will see Rumpa in what is it, 3 weeks? Is it 3 more weeks that Rumpa's he's coming here to visit, and he will be right here on the podcast, or at least live, and you guys can meet Rumpa finally. So, okay. People will hear screaming, crying, and moaning coming from different rooms on the second floor. People claim to see things moving on their own. A lazy boy chair will open by itself. You can hear sounds of fighting and what sounds like cracks from a whip coming from the attic. If you go into the attic, people have seen bloodstains appear on the wall and then disappear again. Yeah, so Rumpa, or Ryan, his name is Ryan, his birthday is the day before mine. So his birthday is July 5th, and my birthday is July 6th. So he's coming to visit, and we're both going to celebrate our birthdays together. But we're meeting all the girls, Annie and Rita and Terry and Julie, and we're all going to meet that Saturday, July 5th. We're meeting in our halfway point, and we're all going to go to dinner, like a birthday dinner. And he gets to meet the whole gang. And so, yeah, he flies in July 3rd. So, and then he leaves on the 7th. So yeah, it's going to be a fun weekend. Oh, happy birthday, Spirit Stalker. How old you going to be? How old you going to be, Spirit? And Ryan, how old are you going to be this birthday? Ryan has been here 3 times, hasn't it been? You've been here 3 times, haven't you? 55. I will be 54. So you got me by 1 year, girl, but I'm right behind you. 42. So he's still a youngin'. Oh, that's right. Friday the 13th. No, you need to stay in the house, Spirit Stalker. Oh my goodness. Are you guys doing anything for your birthday, Spirit? Are you guys going out to dinner? Go the night before. Go Saturday instead. Yeah, 3 or more. He drove, but he flew in one time and rented a car, I think, over in Jacksonville, because you went and visited. He has family in Tallahassee, and he has more family down in Tampa, I think. And he came all the way down to West Palm when me and Annie were down there with us, and he did the bamboozle with us too. And so that was fun. Oh, good. Well, that Saturday, we're all meeting. We're all meeting in our halfway point, and I've rented a house. And that's what we did last time. And then we've got this nice restaurant that we'll go to, and the food there is just amazing. And then we're going to go across the street for ice cream. And that'll be our birthday dinner. And we'll both celebrate our birthday. Yeah, Rumpa's been here several times, but it's been a while now. So Rumpa's going to come down and make up for lost time. I know. We're all excited. And the girls are so excited to finally meet you two. And Annie's happy to see you. And I'm excited to see you. And it's going to be a wonderful weekend. So we got 3 weeks to go. 3 weeks. I'm on a countdown now. All right. We're going to move on to the next one, and this is the Pulaski County Courthouse. This is in Mound City. Now, this was built in 1911. Many executions took place in the basement that used to be they used the basement of this building as the jail. And it's the courthouse. So the whole basement was a jail, and they used this tree out front, and they hanged people there. One is of a man hanging in the tree. Now, that is said that is the last man that was hanged in that county. You will see him sitting up in the tree sometimes or hanging. He will also be seen in the basement where he was held prior to his execution. The other ghosts include a former attorney who brings the smell of cigar smoke, a female spirit nicknamed the Taffeta Woman, who apparently died in an accident, and an elderly Black woman. The hanging man was charged with murder and rape and hanged for the crimes. He was always claiming his innocence. It was later found that the real killer was found and that he was, in fact, innocent. People that have come in contact with his spirit claim he is angry and he wants justice. He has been known to poke or hit visitors in the back. The elderly Black woman restricts herself to the stairway between the first and the second floors. No. He was accused of rape and murder and claimed his innocence. And they hanged him for the crimes, and it found out later that he was actually innocent because the real killer was caught. So he's pissed, and I would be too, and I don't blame him one bit. Okay, so she was a woman whose children were trying to have her declared as incompetent so they could take her assets. She's a very sad spirit. She has come through to mediums who claim she doesn't understand why her children would do that to her. She feels safe in the stairwell and feels nobody will hurt her there. A security guard was once doing a night check and he saw her. He was telling her that they were closed and that she was not allowed to be in there. He said he walked towards her and poof, she disappeared right in front of his eyes, like gone. He said she was a Black woman wearing a black dress and a white bonnet. Now, what is taffeta? I have heard this word before. Is taffeta a color? Or can somebody look up what taffeta? Taffeta, taffeta. I've heard the word, but I thought it was a color. But they call her the Taffeta Woman, and it says she is a woman who was in a steamboat accident on the nearby Ohio River. People who have seen her say she is dressed in period clothing and just paces the hallways. Oh, okay. She can be seen and heard anywhere around the second floor. Silky fabric. Okay, well, I guess that's maybe what she looked like she's wearing. It says she's in period clothing. So maybe that's what it looks like she's wearing. I don't know. So anyway, apparently they feel that she came there for safety. The former attorney was an avid cigar smoker. He had high political ambitions. But the criminal he was defending killed him right during the court, claiming he wasn't defending him good enough. He feels the need to watch over the courthouse and protect it from other attorneys and judges. He is said to be the spirit that broke the glass in a door during a court trial. Mary Lou Shanner, the public defender, and Grayson Guile, the state's attorney, both witnessed the glass break and both were unable to figure it out. It's as if someone hit at the top and it spiderwebbed out and shattered. Nobody touched the glass. Books are also seen flying across the room during the trials. And people say that if you go there and just sit on the front steps, at least one ghost will come there and sit with you. I'd go there. I'd want to go and you know, be like, can I come in and investigate here? The next one, we're going to move to the Rose Hotel, and this is in Elizabethtown. Oh, that drink is delicious. Built in 1812 by James McFarland and initially served as a tavern and inn for travelers on the Ohio River. I'm assuming this is another one that's in South Illinois by the river. Over the years, it's been added to. In 1830 and 1848, it expanded the hotel's capacity and the features. Sarah Rose Baker, who had worked at the hotel, purchased it in 1891 and renamed it the Rose Hotel. She also made significant improvements to the property. Sarah died in 1939 in the hotel, and the hotel remained in the Rose family. It passed down to Sarah's daughter, Charlotte Rose Gullett. In 1988, she decided to sell it and sold it to the state of Illinois. They restored it in 2000. It's currently being leased by the Illinois Historic Preservation Agency to a private owner who maintains it as a bed and breakfast. It's the oldest operating hotel in the state. It's known to be haunted by the spirit of Sarah Rose, the former owner, who loved this house so much she won't leave. It's reported that you can hear her voice talking, and sometimes she will be humming songs. She is most often seen in the second floor hallways and on the stairs, but people have seen her throughout the whole hotel. People will see her carrying towels in her arms, and things have been reported as being moved during the night. One other spirit is associated with this hotel, and his name is Tote, T-O-T-E. He was a former servant, and his presence is often seen in people's pictures. That's all it said about him. That's all the information I could find on this place. So I'd stay there. I would definitely go to that bed and breakfast. How about y'all? I know y'all'd go with me. Missy, Spirit, I guarantee Rumpa would be right there too. He might not like it, but I guarantee he would go. I think, you know what? I think Uncle would go and have a blast. I think Uncle would go and then want to go more. Sort of like Gerald did. Gerald was so scared to go, and then he went, and then now he's like, when y'all coming back? When we going again? Yep. Yeah, I knew you would. Oh, I know Mandy would go. Yeah. Just like Rumpa went with us to the Jasper jail, right? Me and Patty were out in the dining room. I think that's when the The one that's in love with Patty there. The warden. Shit. Okay. The warden, I think, was coming through on our voice box at the time. Anyway, Rumble was tired, and we let him lay down in the room while me and Patty had come out of the room and left him in there. And within 10 minutes, Rumple was up and out walking towards me, and his eyes were huge. And he goes, the bed was just started shaking by itself. I was like, what? And he's like, yep, I was laying there and you walked out and the bed started fucking shaking by itself. So he never left our side for the rest of the time there. So that was awesome. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. So the next one is it's in Carbondale. I think I had another one in Carbondale. This is called the Hundley House, Hundley. This was built in 1900 by Oscar R. Hundley, an attorney who served as city attorney. Hundley left and moved to Alabama in 1909, and the house was then used as a funeral home and their offices. It was later that Oscar's nephew, James Charles Hundley, JC, bought the house as his residence. JC served as the mayor from 1909 to 1910, while his wife, Luella, was a philanthropist and daughter of an early settler in Heron, just 5 miles east of there. On the night of December 12th, 1928, JC was retiring for the night in their upstairs bedroom. He had changed into bedclothes and sat down at the foot of the bed. Luella was downstairs at her desk writing a letter before they turned in. The police report from that night says the killer was hiding behind the bed frame in the bedroom. JC was shot in the back of the head, causing him to fall back on the bed. Luella was shot on the back staircase, twice in the head and once in the heart. One of the bullets passed all the way through her and created a hole in the staircase, and it remains there today. Luella died in this house, but JC was still alive, moaning and trying to cling to life, but he died on the way to the hospital. The back door to the house was found shut, but unlocked. And apparently, they always lock the back door. The murder of these two is still unsolved to this day. Now, the new owner purchased this house and he's had it for 9 years. His name is Dan Jones. He says he hears bangs throughout the house at night. The front porch swing moves even when there's no wind. They were known to sit in that every evening together, JC and Luella. He will hear the moans and cries of JC. He will hear banging and footsteps up and down the stairs when he's home alone. He will hear his back door open and close by itself. And he goes down there and it's closed and locked and nobody else is in the house. So apparently he's ready to sell because apparently he claims he doesn't get any peace in the house. And he has people just showing up there, knocking on the door, asking if they can investigate or walk through. Yeah. It didn't say if he ever knew that it was a funeral home. I don't know if he did or not. But the new owner's ready to sell it. That's all I could find. I have two more, but these are the really short ones. Now, you would think this one would have more, but I looked and I couldn't really find. Nobody really has much to say about these couple places. So number 8 is called the Choate, Choate, Mental Health Center. And this is in Anna, Illinois. It was previously known as the Southern Hospital for the Insane, built in 1869. It opened in 1875, and there's tunnels that connect these various buildings. This hospital is said to have been haunted for years. Patients, staff, and guests have witnessed faces, apparitions, figures, and even a ghostly dog. People have claimed to be touched down in the tunnels. Once, when an orderly heard a woman screaming, he opened the door and saw a black figure run out the door. She was still screaming and crying and was covered in scratches all over her, and she was claiming she was attacked by a devil dog. He cannot explain what he saw run out the door. It was just a black something ran by him. I didn't get if he said it was was it a human figure? He didn't say. I saw a black figure run out the door, is all he said. So I wrote, and that's all I have on that one. Like it's a mental insane hospital. And I don't know. There was no other information that I could find. So anyway, I don't know if it's still open and running or what. So the last one I have, it's called the Sackman Home, and this is in Marion, Illinois. This place was built in 1875. And it had 5 owners in 20 years. All owners, every one of them, reported hearing footsteps upstairs on a daily. They all claimed it sounds like many people are walking around up there, but they run up there and there's nobody there. One owner claimed that they put motion detectors up there and it was constantly going off. Several paranormal groups have investigated and all report strange activity and occurrences. Once in 2005, another in the mid-80s, 1980s, and again in 2011. 2 psychics came and reported that there had been major trauma happen upstairs, but unable to find out what trauma it was, and no other information could be found out. That's all I've got. You would think I would find a little more about that one too, but I couldn't. It was just repeating itself, and so. Oh, yeah, I can absolutely check that. You would think that those spirits there that weren't found, or even the ones that were found, you would think that the spirits there that passed, they've built that new building there. But they do have, from what I understand, I haven't been there, but I'm told that there's a big memorial there at Ground Zero, where the tower, those towers were. And there's that big plaque of everybody's names listed and shit like that. So weren't there still people that weren't found in the 9/11 You know what I mean? I'm going to look into that, like, and see if maybe there's any weird happenings in the new building that they built, which is the new, whatever they're calling it. I don't know. But yes. I've got still a little bit before I get to New York, but yes, I will absolutely attempt to find out about if there's any weird happenings there at that location. Yeah, absolutely. My next state is Indiana. And then I think Iowa is after that. Again, I do not think I'm not going to have my podcast on Sunday night. It is Father's Day. If I do anything, I might find something funny and quick to do Saturday or even Monday. But if I'm not on, and all you fathers out there, please have a wonderful Father's Day and enjoy your weekend just for you. And it just depends on how tired I am. If I'm tired, I might just skip Sunday and just wait until next Wednesday to do it. I do have a lot going on, and I've still got a lot to do. So Missy kind of has a quick rundown of all the stuff I got going on and everything in the works here. So I will keep you guys posted on all that as I find out stuff. And if anybody does know how to get in touch with Spirit Wolf, please. I have sent her 2 emails just to check on her. She has not been in a while, and she hasn't answered any of my of the emails. So, and I don't have her phone number. So I'm just hoping that everything is okay. And if y'all see her anywhere, please tell her that we miss her. But yeah, she hasn't been in anywhere. Like she used to come in on the lives on Clapper and everything, and she hasn't been anywhere. So I hope everything's okay. Other than that, I don't have any more tonight. Uh-oh, I think Rumpa's time traveling. He was back in time. Yeah, so anyway, I hope everyone has the rest of your week. Have a good hump day. Well, I hope you did have a good hump day. And if I don't see you this weekend, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday. And thank you guys. I am going to be live on Clapper for a little while longer, like my usual. And guys, come on over there and join us for some stupidity over there for a little while too. So, but thank you guys so much for being here and your support. And I love you.